Hello everyone. I am going to attempt to make this video when people and kids are not asleep. So any background noise you hear, well, you know why. We'll see how long this goes. Okay, so what I'd like to show you now is this ordinary looking tea bag, but it's actually not. You open it inside, and there's pages. So it's like a little mini journal that you can put in a journal. Or just, of course, leave it as it is. And it's an actual tea bag. And what I did was I had a tea bag, and I, rip off the top and took the tea out, and I was like, oh, I have an idea. And this is the result, making it into a little mini book. So let's do that real quick. Turn off the corner. Okay, tea bag, you rip off the top, rip off the side, and rip off the bottom. If you want, you can also just rip off the top or rip off the sides, and you can, glue it to a page, and then it can be a pocket and you can stick something in it. But to make the little booklet, we've done our ripping, so it opens just like that, and we have our pages, which for this one I used coffee dyed copy paper, and it works just fine. Of course, if you're using tea, you could use tea dyed paper, but that's what I had at the moment because I was drinking the tea. Okay, so regular paper, and this one is not colored or dyed in any way, but it is slightly colored, which is why I'm going to use this one. So what I do is take my paper and I measure without a ruler about to almost all the way to the top. Let's see if we can, so about right there, so it won't go all the way. So just measure it, bring up the bottom, and measure it on the bottom also just a little bit above where I've torn it so that it won't be all the way. And then make sure that you're lining up the edges here, so when you flatten it out, it's even on the whole page. Okay, and then I just fold it over, and you can use your fingernail like I'm using, or a bone folder, which I technically have. Okay, fold it over again. And I apologize very much for my sniffles. I've had a cold that I can't seem to get rid of. Okay, now we're gonna cut the sheets with my big ol' paper cutter, because I don't have a small one like I've been wanting to get. Oops. Don't forget to save these. Remember, always save your scraps. Okay. Now, if you're like me, eyeballing this and not being very precise, you're going to see that they're a little uneven. If it bothers you, by all means fix it in the various ways that are possible. If it doesn't, like it doesn't bother me, then carry on. Alright, now, okay, we take our tea bag, and now we're going to measure this way. So pretty much the same thing. Go to the end. Now this part has like a nice glued down, so it, you know, it doesn't open all the way to the end. So you don't want to go all the way to the end like that. You want to go just to where it folds. And then you turn it over, fold it over, I mean. Make sure it lines up. Just like that. And that will be a page. Okay. Fold it over. Fold it over. And then fold that last bit over just like that. Okay. There you go. Now we'll cut off this piece here. This is probably why using a paper cutter is better, because if you're like me, you don't really cut straight. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Now, the thing about this way is you can get your other 2 sheets, because you get at least 3. And line it up. Get a paper clip or binder clip. And then cut your pages. This is only one way to do it, obviously. You can cut them any way you like. This is the speedy version. Now these 2 pieces are bigger because we didn't have that extra fold, which is okay because we can take care of that pretty easily. Okay. There's our pages. If you want to add more, by all means, take another sheet of paper and add more. You could even use that leftover and make more pages, because you can see you could have a whole nother bit. But for right now, I'll just leave it with this. Now, to put it in, I like to use the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. Just because the staples are really small and unobtrusive. But of course you could use the regular size. Stick our little papers in. And if it ends up like this, where it's coming out a little, it's probably because I didn't fold correctly. So let's trim it off. A good way that I learned to trim papers quick and easy is to use one of these rotary knife. I think of it like a pizza knife, but there we go. See? Just like that. Let's see. We'll take a little off the bottom as well. Okay, and there you go. Isn't that so easy to trim off that much paper at once? Oh, it's great. Alright, shadows everywhere. Now, if by chance one of your sides isn't straight when you cut it that way, just use the other side. Okay? Don't worry, my husband's over there. Okay, so you stick them in just like that. Stick as far as they will go. And then tiny attacher. I like to put in 3. Okay. And there you go. Your own tea bag container tea booklet. Okay. So there's that one. That idea, rather. Now, let's see, which one do I want to do next? Do I want to show you next? Let's do these. So, here's these tea bags that just lift up like that. And with these, you say you have your paper, you can glue it down and make it, tuck spot behind it. If you don't like how much white there is, you can coffee or tea dye it as well. In this case, it's very simply, easily a pocket. And I think, let's see. So you have a tag, and voila, you just stick it in like that. If you have a smaller tag, of course that's if, okay, I think this was small enough, then it just fits right there. Little envelope, just like that. And then take a book. This one isn't done yet, it's a work in progress, but take a book and you can glue it down and it's pocket right there. Okay. That's those. Is that grammatically correct? That's those. Those are that. Those are these. Anyway, that's how you can use these tea bags. Now, these are the fibrous kind of tea bags. And what I've done is I don't actually like this flavor. It was gifted to me, but didn't like the taste. So I've emptied them into a plastic baggie. You can compost it or save it and use it for tea dyeing, which is why I'm saving this to use later. So nothing is wasted. Now, this idea I haven't actually done yet, so you are going to see an experiment in progress, shall we say. Alright, so here's the idea. Tea bag, I've cut off the top, emptied out the tea, and there's about this much of glued down tea bag. And that, of course, will be where I bind it. Now, it seems to me you can go one of two ways. You can leave it like this, or you can sew around it and make it all pretty like that. In the interest of time, I'm not going to do the sewing, but hopefully at some point I will, and we can see how that turns out. So for now, we're just going to gather up all the bags and make sure, you know, your glue side is all together and they're all open on the same side, so you don't have one open up and then, you know, one open down. Like that. Now the question is, will they fit? Or will it be too big? So let's see. Okay. Might be too big for this one. Yep, way too big. If you want to go ahead with this, you can just cut this part off and you're going to staple it down anyways. Yep, let's try that. Alright, so we're going to measure about right there. Of course, you can also just sew it down this way and you have a book like that. You can also make your own cover. You know, get a strip of paper and then have fold it over, and then you have a book just like that. So there's actually a lot of things you can do with this, but I want to use this for here. Actually, do I? For what I have in mind? You know what? No, I'm not going to use this one. I'll show you why in a little bit, but I will staple them together just to keep it all together. What do they call it? Stream of thought or stream of consciousness? I think we just experienced that. Okay, staple, staple, staple. Okay. Oops. How dare you? Could not get away. Okay, there we go. And now it's a booklet already. Isn't that cute? And we will too small? That's too small. We'll use this paper. Okay. Center it. Fold it over.
Mama.
Hi, Xander.
Look.
Yeah.
Look. Mama.
Hi, Xander.
Alright. Hi, Mama.
Hi, Xander.
Look.
That's glue.
Look.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Okay. Had to hold the baby while the kids were getting ready for bed. Right. Okay, so again, we've stapled it, or rather, I've stapled it, and we have a little cover for it. Now you could hold off on stapling and then staple it here without having stapled the tea bags first, or you can sew through it without stapling. So there's definitely different ways of binding this. I think I'm gonna trim the sides, the top and bottom a little bit, just because it's a little bit big. So anyway, you could do it that way. Since I had opted to staple, I'm going to glue it in. Now, of course, you can have coffee dyed this paper on the inside, but since this is a kind of stream of consciousness tutorial, that's not what I'm doing. So I've glued both sides behind the staples. Just stick it in. Put a weight on it. And give it a moment. Alright, welcome back. Here is our little tea bag booklet here. Now, in the interest of not boring you, I made a couple tags. And of course, I would make one for each tea bag out of some manila file folder scrap that I had left over. So we open our book and we stick it in the little pocket, just like that. Of course, you want to make sure you can see it. There we go. See? And now it's like a little pocket book. Pocket tea bag book. So yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial that was part planned, part not. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you can find some uses for it. And I hope you have a good day, evening, morning, what have you. Okay, take care. Bye. Postscript. That's PS. Here's what it is with the tags all inside. See? Pretty cool. I actually really like it. And I hope you do too. Okay, bye.